This is a great time to become a school counselor, especially if you're a black man. It's a field that is 75% female, 75% white, so you immediately stand out. A bit of a unicorn, if I can use that expression, to be a man willing to step into that arena. I had a seasoned school counselor tell me I would probably be the first male school counselor the students had met, let alone being a black male. And this is an exciting adventure. I've already had a few days in the schools. And let me preface this by saying I've been a therapist, a licensed counselor for almost 24 years. So working with kids and families is not new to me. It is actually the area I specialized in. So this is a transition of sorts, but it's also kind of life full circle coming back home. There's a difference between being a school counselor and being a school-based mental health service provider. They are not the same thing. And that is definitely something that can be a touchy conversation to folks along the lines of professional identity. I do not intend to blur those lines. If anything, I hope to become very well versed in understanding and being able to explain the difference between the two roles, because we need both. We need school counselors and we need counselors who do school-based mental health services. And I am going to preferentially express my bias and say that that is not the same thing as school-based social work, and that social workers are not necessarily clinicians. I'm probably going to get some social worker hate in the comments. That's okay. Here in Ohio, you don't even have to pass a clinical exam to become an independently licensed social worker. You can take an administrative exam and represent yourself as an independently licensed clinician, whether or not you have the experience to do so. So my bias is towards counseling, because at the master's level, we are the most thoroughly prepared behavioral health professionals, hands down. And if anybody wants to argue that, we can compare curriculums for master's programs all day long. And unless you are specifically referencing a very direct practiced, focused clinical social work program, you will lose. And psychology, most of that has been towards research and testing, not clinical practice at the master's level. So that may change, but back to what I was originally talking about is school counseling. Being a school-based provider of mental health services. Those are the two topics that are near and dear to my heart. And not in perfect school districts. As I said to a principal here recently, she said, "What kind of kids did I want?" I said, "I want the kids that are so disruptive that me doing services with them will pull them out of the classroom and immediately enhance the calm of the classroom. I want the kids nobody else wants." I love them. I like middle school. I like high school. I'm acclimating to elementary. They're still so new to verbal expression, though, when they're young, and cognitive processing, that it does make for more intensive or personally demanding work. So I recognize that that's an area of growth for me. I'm 52 years old. The days of working and doing play therapy on the carpet in the office with figurines or cars or drawing, that's a little bit more of a task, I think, at this point in life. Not that it's off the table. It's just something. It's not the first shot I want to take. So we'll talk about this. But we definitely need more brothers to go into counseling. We need more brothers to become teachers. I think the reason, because I get asked, why are there not more black men in school counseling or in mental health counseling. And I think by and large, we don't talk about feelings. I mean, I know I have a previous video about this topic, but to take it into a career direction, anything you don't discuss as a kid, you darn sure don't consider as a career path later on in life. So if you grow up with the message, spoken or unspoken, that we don't talk about feelings, then it never crosses your mind that there might actually be a career in processing feelings, understanding human behavior. I saw a stat here recently, it blew my mind. It said only 5% of the psychologists under the age of 30 are male. Behavioral health is definitely a field where we need more male representation. I think it'll be helpful to our clients. I think it'll be helpful to us in terms of collegial relationships. But this is the career path I've chosen at this point in life. And this is the particular rabbit hole I'm going to go down. Much love. Talk to you guys later.